Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of 10 Unedited Minutes with Marlena. I believe today is episode 21. Let me check on that. Episode 21, you guys. I cannot, believe we've made it this far. Thank you for sticking with me 21 times, 21 mornings. We have a technical difficulty. Okay. Testing. Am I still on? Okay. What the hell's going on here? Something's happening. Something is happening. Let's try it one more time. We might have to reboot the system. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, no, we're not. All right, guys, hang on. We'll be back. Oh my goodness. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. We might get a podcast out today, guys. Let's try it again. Ooh, heard some static there. Testing. Okay. Oh my gosh. My GarageBand is acting up. Come on, guys. All right, are we back? We're going to try this again. Oh my gosh. You guys, my GarageBand is acting up, and I was just going to try to squeeze in this podcast this morning. And, of course, we're going to... Technical difficulties. All right, we're going to have to restart the whole thing. Damn it. No, we're not saving that. This has to stay up. Shit. All right, TikTok livers. All right, guys, are we back? We're going to try this again, and if that error pops up again, I'm going to cry because I have to leave in about 10 minutes to get to church. Please, God, please just let this work, okay? All right, here we go. Yes, I think we're working. All right, let's start this again because I have no idea where we were. Welcome to the 21st edition of 10 Unedited Minutes with Marlena. I can't even believe we are at 21. I can't believe it. Hey, we are legal to drink. Let's go have a drink. Okay, so today's episode, again, is brought to you by a very dear friend of mine who has graciously sponsored 2 months worth of episodes, but does not want recognition. So again, I think of you every morning when I record this podcast, and you are absolutely amazing. So thank you. Today, we're going to do a little history lesson today. I was digging around and tried to find something to talk about. And hang on. First of all, I want to wish my mom and dad a happy anniversary. Mom and I were talking about this last night. They have been married 54 years. 54 years my mom and dad has been married. Crazy. And that just means that I'm getting old. It means that I have a brother who's 53 years old. Right? Yeah, his birthday is past already. Yeah, I had to think about that. Anyway, so 54 years of marriage. Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Thank you for setting an amazing example to me and my siblings. And here's to 54 more years. And I know that's going to make Mom laugh, but give me 54 more years, Mama, please. Okay, today in history lesson number 1. I was reading these, and some of these are really cool. In 1861, North Carolina seceded from the Union, becoming the 10th state to join the Confederacy early in the American Civil War. In 1862, President Lincoln signed a Homestead Act, which encouraged settlement west of the Mississippi River. So that's crazy to me. I think you could just go travel west and like hammer a stake into the ground and say, boom, I have 100 acres. This is all mine. And here is one that I'm going to expand on a little bit. In 1873, Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis obtained a U.S. patent for putting rivets in men's work pants to prevent wear and tear, leading to the large-scale production of denim blue jeans. So Levi Strauss pretty much invented blue jeans, right? And the rivets inside of them. So I love to thrift. It's one of my favorite pastimes, and a lot of people like to thrift, and they kind of turn it into this little career, and they resell stuff, right? And I've dabbled in it a little bit. I've tried it, and it's fun, and I would, go into it more if I could. But anyway, the other day I discovered that collectors will buy vintage jeans, and they will pay good money for vintage jeans. Like, the way I discovered it was on TikTok. This video came up, and this lady had spent, I think she said like $10 on a pair of Levi's and sold them for $4,000. $4,000. And I was like, that can't be right. So, of course, I go out to eBay and search on vintage Levi's. Guys, there are people paying $44,000 for a pair of jeans. For a pair of Levi's that were made in the early 1900s. $44,000. And, okay, my thought on that is always, yeah, they have a listing on eBay for $44,000, but does anybody really pay that kind of money? So on eBay, you can search on sold listings. So I went out there and I did a search on sold eBay listings, and yes, people pay $40,000 for vintage jeans. Levi's is the biggest seller. Wrangler jeans is another seller. And there's some other brands that I never heard of, which also is why I'm not a very good reseller when it comes to thrifting stuff, because I'm not good at identifying brands that are really good. And I don't know, I could probably dig into it and do some more research on it, but ain't nobody got time for that. What else? What else happened? Charles Lindbergh in 1927 took off from, this is cool. In 1927, Charles Lindbergh took off from Long Island, New York, aboard the Spirit of St. Louis on his historic solo flight to Paris, France. He completed the first solo, non-stop transatlantic flight of more than 3,600 miles in just over 33 hours. First of all, thank you, Charles Lindbergh, for being the pioneer in that, because now that opened up travel for us to other countries. Quick travel. However, what's even cooler is in 1932, Amelia Earhart enters the picture and says, I am a badass woman and I'm gonna do better than Charles Lindbergh. So she departed in 1932 from Newfoundland to become the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. But she ran into weather and equipment problems and had to land the following day in Northern Ireland, instead of her intended destination, France. But hey, she got across the Atlantic Ocean, right? There we go. Good job, Amelia. The rest of these are just kind of like, This one kind of makes me sad. In 1961, a white mob attacked a bus carrying Freedom Riders in Montgomery, Alabama, prompting the federal government to send in U.S. Marshals to restore order. And the reason that makes me sad is that is within a lifetime of people that are still living, that they can remember that we treated other human beings in that manner, and should have never happened. This one's kind of funny. In 1985, Radio Marty, operated by the U.S. government, began broadcasting Spanish language news into Cuba. Guess how Cuba responded? By attempting to jam its signal. Isn't that like the native language in Cuba? That's crazy. There's probably more to that too. In 2013, a fierce F5 tornado plowed through Oklahoma City. I actually remember this one. It plowed through the suburb of Moore, killing 24 people. I remember that. That was a sad day. And this one is mind-blowing. And then this is it. In 2015, 4 of the world's biggest banks, they agreed to plead guilty to rigging the currency markets and pay more than $5 billion in penalties. First of all, who'd they pay those to? And second of all, what? So the 4 big banks was JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup Banking, which is Citicorp, Barclay, and the Royal Bank of Scotland. I'm pretty sure Barclay is not even in business anymore. And whatever. That's what's wrong with this world these days. Anyway, so that's a little history lesson for today. And by the way, I'll give a shout out. I found all these facts on the Lima News's website, so limaohio.com. And here's some birthdays. Anybody? Oh, Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas is 77 years old today. Thank you, Dave, for inventing Wendy's. Who else? Anybody else? Tony Stewart, former race car driver, 55. John Party, country musician, is 41. Ooh, Trinity Rodman, Dennis Rodman's daughter, is 24. And rapper Lou Kell is 24. Wow. Okay. There you go. That's your history lesson for the day. So today I am kind of in a hurry because I have to I don't have to, but I'm going to church, going to Mass this morning. And then afterwards I am going to pass out the communion, the Eucharist. Why can't I talk today? I'm passing out communion to the homebound, which is the Eucharist. If you're Catholic, you know what that means. If not, it is basically we take our bread, who we believe has transformed into the body of Christ. We take that out to people who cannot make it to church, and we take it to them. So as a Eucharistic minister, that's what we do. So I love that ministry too. I love it. And it's more about taking the body of Christ to people in their homes. It's about visiting these people. And sometimes we're the only face that they see all week. And it's just a very humbling, very rewarding ministry. And I absolutely love doing it. So that is happening. Mass starts at 9 a.m. It is 8:30. I need to upload this podcast. And of course, since I had a little bit of trouble, I might have to edit it a little bit. We'll see. But otherwise, after that, I don't know what's happening today. I'll probably sit down and do some of my work from home stuff that I have to do yet. And I have to go cook for the priest tonight. So, which by the way, last night, they were lucky to get dinner because I burnt my hand on the pan that burnt the carrots. I was going to make honey glazed carrots, and you put a third of a cup of water in the pan, and I let it simmer too long, and it, like within seconds, the damn thing burned, and I burnt my hand. And that was even before that. I don't know, stupid, but I was pretty mad. I was pretty mad because then I about burnt the main course, which was shredded chicken sandwiches, because I left the burner on high. But oh my God, it was, I've never had a night like that cooking that I, first of all, burnt something, and second of all, nearly ruined dinner. They about had to order pizza last night. But praise to God, dinner was saved. Anyway, I'm going to hop off here. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I love you all. Pray for me. I will definitely pray for you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.